Hi everyone, welcome back to Train, where we make AI simple for you. My name is Kieran, and I'll be your instructor for today. In today's episode, we're going to go through another walkthrough of how to use agents within ChatGPT. But today we're going to be a little more detailed. We're going to go into the spreadsheets capability. With that being said, let's get right into it. So here we are on the ChatGPT homepage, and we're basically going to click the agent mode, and we're going to click on the Spreadsheets tab. So as you can see here, it has a few suggestions on what you can do, just examples of what we can launch, and we're going to look into one of these here. So we'll click on compile the UNESCO data on education ratios and teachers. And once I clicked here, it gave us a very strong prompt for our agent to use, and that's honestly a learning moment. As you can see here, whenever we want to use this agent, it's very smart to use a very strong and detailed prompt. So it could basically give us the information exactly how we're looking for it. So prompted it with that there, and now it's setting up my desktop. It's gonna open up the browser for it to start working on finding us that answer. Here we have it. I still think it's amazing how these agents could have its own browser and it's just autonomously looking through different pages, different websites for us to almost sit back and watch it answer our question for us. I still think it's fascinating. It's going to be extremely interesting to see where this goes. So for this example, after we prompted it, it's going through different tabs, different websites, and it's trying to find us the information for exactly what we're looking for and ultimately put it into an Excel spreadsheet. So we'll see how long it takes us to do this. And you see here, it's just looking through various different websites, and it's almost searching up different ways of asking the question, different information that it needs to ultimately answer our prompt. Something that I love about this new agent capability within ChatGPT is that although it's almost doing its own work within ChatGPT, it consistently gives you that dialog box that's explaining exactly what it's doing and what its goal is to get out of something. And I think that's very neat because it tends to move quickly sometimes. So it's very nice to almost have a dialog box that's constantly explaining what's going on so you don't get lost. So here we have, it's an API for the World Bank. It's asking various different questions. It's going into gross enrollment, primary school, different information for us to answer our prompt. Like I said before, it moves relatively quickly, so it's very easy sometimes to get lost on what it's doing. So here it's going with computing ratios, it's on the World Bank indicator, it's looking at secondary education. Okay, now it's saying it's going to use a Python query. So it's basically now, it's at the time where it's going to start moving this over into a code. So it's going to fetch data via an API and it shows us this code, which is amazing. So here we have, it's basically reviewing all these different keys, all this different code to find us that information from these different websites. I think this is really fascinating, its ability to do this all autonomously. It allows you to be able to ask a question and it's creating a spreadsheet for you, and I could go work on something completely different right now while it's doing a completely different task for me, which is just amazing in terms of efficiency. So it's telling me the final output will be in an Excel file. It's swifting through these different pages. Okay, so for the sake of the video, I almost had to skip through some of the time that it was loading. It took about 5 to 10 minutes of just staring at that coding screen. So I went ahead and skipped through it and came to the part where ChatGPT itself realized that that script was taking too long. And now it's doing another process of being able to find us that information. So it was nice that it was able to figure out that it was taking too long. But I will say, when you do start using it, keep in mind that sometimes it might take a lot longer than other times, as I just experienced here. But let's see now. It basically said that it found it was taking too long, so it's going to try another method of getting us the information that we wanted when we prompted it. So let's see how it goes now and if it makes us wait a few minutes again. I noticed that when it pivoted, it was able to get us a data frame a little faster. So, and here we have it. Now it's getting more information, and it's now saying it's going to compute the summary. It's going to highlight things across our whole data set, which is something it wasn't able to do with the first code that it had. So that's a good sign. And we'll let it just continue to work here and find us the information that we're looking for. So here it just basically has the top 10 primary strain, the top 10 primary favorable. It's showing us this data frame with the country, the student-teacher ratio, the specific country that we're looking for. And now it's saying I'll create a spreadsheet with primary, secondary, and a summary with 3 different tabs within the spreadsheet. So it's a pretty cool feature, and let's see how it comes out for us. Okay, it's saying the file has been saved, so now it's going to sync. Let's see how it looks, and here we go. So it's going back to the web browser. It's navigating gross enrollment ratio. It's summarizing the job data set, and here we have it. Okay, so it gave us a spreadsheet that's downloadable, and it looks relatively good. We're going to click on this to check on it so we could show you all how it looks. As it shows there, it worked for 15 minutes because it made a mistake and then it had to course correct, and then the new code was able to work better, and it gave us a summary of what exactly this spreadsheet explains. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to download this file, and let's see what it looks like. A nice thing about it too, it also gives us the source, which is always important for everyone whenever there's reporting involved or statistics. It's nice to see where exactly our information is coming from. So let's open up Excel here and let's see what we have. Okay. So here's our Excel file. And nice, it does have the 3 separate tabs within our file. It has the primary education, the secondary education, the summary as promised. And it has it by country. It has the different ratios. So the file itself looks very good. It has it by year. It has the different tabs. Let's see what the secondary education looks like. And the same thing, it has the information that we wanted when we prompted our agent. So it definitely did a good job. And the neat thing about this is it found all this information by itself. I didn't say anything else after I prompted. And here's a summary tab where it shows us the primary level, most favorable, most strained, and the by country and the student-teacher ratio. So as I was saying, it's amazing how I prompted it once and it was able to go find us all this information from the web and then create its own ratios based off what we're looking for, and then put it in an Excel file. And not only just place it in an Excel file, but create different tabs within the Excel file. And that's something that's very neat. I haven't personally seen something like that before, where it's able to create the browser and then it's able to pull it from an API, has its own code, and then input it into an Excel file. So it's definitely a strong feature. Like I said before, the one con that I almost had to skip through in this video, it took about 15 minutes total to get that whole process done. And it took about up to 8 minutes of it just having to course correct itself because the initial code wasn't working. But all in all, it was able to do the whole project for me and answer my question within 15 minutes, which when you look at the grand scheme of things, it's not that bad. So it's definitely a cool capability. I definitely would love to test this more to see what else it can do and how far it can go with answering more questions. But with that being said, this is basically agents within the spreadsheet tab. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please click the like and subscribe button, and see you next time.